Hey guys, so in today's video, what we are going to do is we are going to create a IVR setup on the Unity connection. So if you have recalled or if you have watched the last video, in the last video, what we have done was we have integrated the call manager with the Unity connection using SIP protocol. And we test the call and the calls were landing from the call manager to the Unity connection successfully. Now, in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to create a normal call flow where this call flow is basically for customer care, where the customer care can get the call for different type of languages and then route the call to the agents. It on not only take the calls and route to the agents, but it also checks for the holiday day and time of the day, so that the calls can be routed according to the date and time of the call when you are making the call, right? So to explain you about this call flow, so let me zoom it a little. So basically, you see this number is configured as 10,050. So 10,050 is associated to the customer care. And if anybody wants to dial 10,050 from an external or internal line, the call has to go to a customer care, IVR. And that IVR should initially play a welcome greeting. Okay. As soon as someone dials this 10,050, he or she should be prompted with a welcome greeting. So with this welcome greeting would be something like, hello, welcome to XYZ company. Okay. So this is how the welcome greetings would look like. And as soon as it plays the welcome greeting, the next thing it has to check whether that day when the customer has called, is it a day falling on a holiday? If yes, so what we are going to do is if in case if the day when the customer has called is falling under a holiday, the, we want the calls to be routed to a voicemail greeting where it should say like, okay, you have called us outside of the business hours or maybe on a holiday. Please call us during the next business hours. Thank you for calling. Something, some sort of message like this. Now, let's say if the day the customer has called the customer care number on a not on a holiday date, right? What it is going to do is it is going to check if today is a holiday or not. If today is not a holiday, then it is going to check what time the customer has called in to this customer care number. If it is between Monday to Friday between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., it further sends the call to the language selection option. Otherwise, if someone has called anytime apart from this duration, let's say maybe on Saturday, Sunday, anytime, or maybe anytime after 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. from Monday to Friday, right? So Sunday to Saturday to Sunday, and from Sunday to Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. So it is going to send the call to the same voicemail account where it is going to play. You have called us outside of the business hours or maybe on a holiday. Please call us during business hours. Okay. Now let's assume that the customer has called uh, during the business hours, right? The call will check if the call is falling during this time. If yes, then it is going to, prompt for the language selection, whereas the customer has to select either the customer would like to choose English or Hindi. It is going to play some sort of message. It's and the message would look like something: press 1 for English, press 2 for Hindi, or press 3 for, let's say, German, or any let's say 4 for French, etc. Like this, right? So you get the language selection here where a message is being played to the customer, and customer chooses option 1 or option 2. Based on his selection, the calls will be routed further. So let's say if the customer chooses 1, the call will be routed to the agent who can answer the call in English, right? And if the customer chooses 2, the call will be routed to the agent who would like to answer the call on Hindi, right? Based on the customer's option that he has chosen. Let's say when the call is being routed to this agent, and let's say this agent is busy on another call, right? At that particular point of time, you may not want the customer to stay on a call for a longer duration, right? In such case, you want to route the call to the voicemail. So what will happen is, in this case, the call will go to this person's voicemail account, right? And if, let's say for option two, the call will go to this particular customer's voicemail account, um, where he should be able to retrieve the voicemail whenever whenever the agent is free. So this particular agent can be part of a hunt group or can be an individual agent. So when it comes to the hunt group, the benefit of the hunt group is we can associate or we can add multiple agents who are part of the same group or who speaks the same language. And what will happen is we'll associate for option one, we'll associate the option to a hunt pilot number. And from the hunt pilot number, it'll trigger the calls to those agents who can answer the call on English, or let's say from here who can answer the calls on Hindi, right? And whoever is available, the calls will be routed to that particular agent, and that agent can answer the call. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the call flow. This is the call flow that we would like to achieve. Now, in order to achieve or in order to do the configuration of what all things we need and what all configurations we need, the first and the foremost is we need three or four type of greetings. So one is the welcome greeting. So this welcome greeting will fit in this place. So which means when the customer care, someone calls a customer care, it will prompt, hello, welcome to XYZ company and in this particular place. The next thing what we want to do is we want to achieve the options greeting. So what does option greeting means is like it'll give a selection to the customer, which means an option to the customer to choose either English or Hindi. So in case of uh, options greeting, it is going to play press 1 for English, press 2 for Hindi. So that's where it is going to, play this prompt. The third prompt and the fourth prompt, we have clubbed it together in our as per our call scenario. So we are going to play the same type of voicemail message to the customer, whether the customer has called during a holiday or maybe outside of the business hours. So we'll play the same type of recording to the customer. And this recording will play something like, hello, you have called us outside of the business hours or maybe on a holiday. Please call us during the next business day. So this is the greeting, which is a combination of option 3 and option 4, which will be added here. All right. So what all configuration we need to do in order to achieve this call scenario? First and the foremost is we need to add some route pattern. So we have to create a route pattern in case of Callmanager as 10,050. So which will send the call to the Unity connection. So here we will be adding a route pattern as 10,050 and we send all the calls to Unity connection. So in case if you're using SCCP integration, right? In such cases, instead of creating a route pattern, you have to create a hunt pilot or maybe CTR route points where you have to point all the calls to the Unity connection. But our scenario is we are using SIP, so we have to use a route pattern in order to send the calls to Unity connection. So once you configure this route pattern on the call manager, the next thing what you need to do is you need to go to the Unity connection and create a direct routing rule. So that this direct routing rule will basically a rule which will say, okay, any calls for 10,050, you accept it here and you send this call to the call handler. So from route pattern, the call will come to the direct routing rule. And from direct routing rule, based on the pattern match, it is going to send the call to the call handler. Okay. And then in the next, this particular welcome greeting is going to be configured as a call handler. So I'll tell you about like what all things we are going to, how many call handlers we are going to create. So we are going to create two call handlers. One is for the welcome greetings and one is for the language selection. So these two call handlers we are going to create. So when the call hits the uh, welcome greeting, right? So in the call handler, what we are going to do is first and the foremost, we are going to check the schedule if today is a holiday or a non-business hours or business hours, and accordingly we route the call. So from this call handler, after checking the schedule, we are sending this call to the next call handler here. So it will be connected like this. Okay. And then um, we are going to, from this call handler, we are going to send the call to these agents either via direct extension or maybe via hunt pilot configuration. All right. So let's get started with the configuration. So first and the foremost, let's create a route pattern as 10,050 on the call manager. So I'll log into the call manager here, go to the route hunt and route pattern, then click on add new. We'll edit as 10,050. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to add a partition. We'll select the internal partition and give a description. So we will see customer care or maybe 10,050 customer care route pattern. Okay. To Unity connection. So put some description around. And then what we are going to do is in the gateway list, we are going to configure and or select Unity connection trunk from here. Okay. So once we select the gateway or trunk or route list as Unity connection trunk, then what we are going to do is we are going to uncheck this box. We don't want outside dial tone to be provided, and the call classification would be on net because this is an on net call. Okay, next, rest of the settings I'm not going to touch. I'm going to click on save, click on OK, and OK. All right. So we are done with the first part. So we have added this particular route pattern in the call manager. So the next thing what we need to do is we need to configure the direct routing rule. But in Unity connection, we don't have to start with the direct routing rule because once you create a direct routing rule, you have to associate with this call handler. But as the call handlers is we are something we are going to create in future. So instead of going from top down, we'll start from the last one. So for example, first and the foremost is what we are going to do is we are going to create a schedule and a holiday schedule on the Unity connection. So let's log into the Unity connection. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to navigate and come down to the below and let's create a holiday schedule first. Okay, I'll come under system settings and click on holiday schedule here. Okay, so this is the holiday schedule. So what I'm going to do is this is by default, but there will be no holiday schedule defined under this. So by default, this holiday schedule will be there in Unity connection. So I'm going to click on holidays, and as you see, like there are no holidays added. So what you would like to do is like you need to add some holidays here well in advance. So which means like whatever the upcoming holidays are there in the entire year or for the next couple of years, right? You can add them well in advance here so that you don't have to add it ad hoc whenever the holiday comes, right? So I'll define few holidays here for our convenience. For example, first is, let's say the recent holiday what is coming is Eid. So I'll edit as Eid, and Eid is observed in India on May 2nd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say is start date. So start date should be May. You have to select the month, date, and year, and end date should be the same date. Okay, And the start time we are going to start or observing is from 12 a.m. till end of the day, right? On May 2nd. I'm going to click on save. So it says invalid time range uh, because I think today is already May 2nd, so I'm going to choose as May 3rd. Sorry. So let me select as May 3rd. So May 3rd is, let's say, Eid. Now the next holiday, what we would like to add is like, let's say, Deepavali. And let's say Diwali in 2022 is observed on, let's say, 24th of October. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select as October and then select the date, okay, 2022, and end date would be again same, October 24th, 2022, starts from 12 a.m. and end time would be end of the day. Click on save. So likewise, you can add multiple schedule. So whenever the call comes during that particular duration on that particular days, right, from starting from 00 hours till end of the day, it will start playing the holiday greetings. So we have created a holiday schedule. So which means we have completed this part, holiday schedule part. So you can keep on adding the holiday schedule for the rest of the year for all the occasions you would like to use. And the next thing what we are going to do is we are going to define a schedule. So what schedule is basically like you are going to tell the system, okay, we are working from Monday to Friday from this time to this time, and anything apart from this time should be considered as outside of the business hours. So let's create a new schedule. So we'll mention it as schedule. And what we are going to do is we are going to associate the just created a holiday schedule with this schedule here. So what it means is we are associating the working and non-working hours along with holidays. Okay, just click on save. Now, once you are done with this, the next thing is you have to define the schedule details. So click on add new and you are going to say, okay, on which days do you work on? So let's say we work on weekdays from Monday to Friday, and let's say we work from 9 a.m. till let's say 6 p.m. So we are going to define this time as 6 p.m. and click on working hours. Click on save. So I'll go back. So if you see here, what we have done is we have added this time as or days as Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. And after 6 p.m. or any of this duration, what you see the grayed out ones, this duration will be played as non-business hours. It will be treated as non-business hours. So which means it is going to play like you have reached us outside of the business hours. Please call us during business hours. Okay, so this schedule part is all also done. So now next what we are going to do is we are going to create the call handler for the language selection. So go back to this Unity connection again and click, go scroll up and click on system call handler and click on add new. So what we are going to do is we are going to choose the language selection call handler. Let's name it as language selection call handler. Okay, we have just given a name and click on save. So if you remember from our last video, we have created the phone system as UCC phone system. So let's use that UCC phone system. Now, the next thing what we have to define is we have to define the active schedule. So which means whenever the call comes to this particular language selection, it is going to check if you have called us during the business hours or non-business hours. So we are going to associate this schedule from here, and if you click on view, this schedule has holidays as well as a normal schedule as well. Okay, uh, I'll go back again and come to this and select schedule. And after you select the schedule here, You can click on save here. So once you save here, what you have to do is you have to basically choose option one and option two. So basically you have to enable the key. So that means you are going to enable option one. So somebody presses option one, it should go to this particular agent. If somebody presses option two, this should go to this agent. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on edit, caller input, and then click on one. And as soon as you click on one, so it is going to prompt you with this many information. So what we are going to do is we are going to, send this call to a user. So what we are going to do is we are going to select transfer to alternate contact number. So as soon as you do this, you need to define the number. So let's assume this particular option one is for English. Let's say the English user agent is using uh, is associated to hunt pilots. Let's assume that his hunt pilot is 10,006, let's say. So I'll enter this number as 10,006 and description as English agent, and I'm going to select as release to switch. So there are two options. One is release to switch and supervised transfer. So in case of supervised transfer, it is going to transfer the call based on the agent's availability. In case of release to switch, it is going to blindly transfer the call. So what we are going to do is we are going to release it to switch and click on save. So we are done with the option one. Now let's come in the caller input and enable option two as well. So again, for option two, we are going to transfer it to alternate contact number. And let's assume 10,007 is for Hindi agent. 10,007, and we'll enter this as description as Hindi agent. And then what we are going to do is we are going to release to switch. So we are done with this option one and option two, but in order to play this message, right, press 1 for English and press 2 for Hindi, right? What you need to do is you need to add the greetings on this particular language selection called handler. So what you can do is you can come to edit greetings, click on standard and select this my personal recording, and then uncheck this play the record your message at the prompt, because we are not going to play this message because we are not recording any message at this moment. And after this, what we are going to do is we are going to upload the greetings here. So there are multiple ways to record the greeting. Either you upload a WAV file in the system, and this WAV file has to be in a specific format. So I'll tell you about the format. So if you go to the website uccollabing audio file format, right? So this particular audio file, what you are going to upload, has to be in a WAV file format, and it has to be in this property and values. So which means its bit rate should be 64 kbps, audio sample rate should be 8 bit, channel should be one mono, audio sample rate should be 8 KSZ, and audio format should be CCITT ULAW. So if you are uploading the greetings in any other format apart from the highlighted one, it is not going to accept your greeting. It is going to deny your upload. So in order to, convert that greeting, you can use any of the audio editor and convert your normal MP3 or WAV file into this desired format, what I have highlighted in this particular website. Once you convert it to this WAV file, then you can upload the greetings here. The other way is in case if you find this little complicated or tedious, what you can do is you can enter the extension number of the agent who is going to record the greeting for you. So once you enter the number of the agent, as soon as you enter here the number, you have to click on this particular record. So what it will do is it is going to make a call to this agent, and as soon as the agent picks up the call, the agent can record the greetings for you, so that once I so that the recording can be done over the phone rather than you do this cumbersome process like of converting the greeting or recording the greeting and converting it from MP3 to WAV and then to the desired format, right? Instead of doing this cumbersome job, so you can record the greeting using by calling the number and record. Click on the record method here. But in our case, what we are going to do is we are not going to use this method. So we are going to upload the file. So as I said, so our option is like what we are going to do is we are going to select the WAV file here. So as I said, like this is IVR option, right? So I'm going to select IVR WAV file, click on open, and I'm going to click on save. So if you see here, it says updated greeting. So it means now I'm able to upload the greeting. It has not prompted me any error because the greeting what we have uploaded is in the desired format. Now it also says like after this, let's say like during this when the call comes here, what do you want to do? Let's say if the user chooses this option one and option two, then the call will be routed. What if in case the user does not choose any option, right? In that case, you would like the call to, either hang up or you want to, record a message. But let's say if the user does not chooses any option, we want to hang up the call. But before we hang up the call, so what we can do is we can uh, replay the same greeting couple of times before we hang up. So there is an option called time story prompt caller. So we can say, let's say we'll repeat it for 2 times, and the delay between the reprompts, let's say we'll give them 5 seconds delay. Okay, I'll click on save, and this greeting is updated right now. Okay, so this part is completed. So we are done with this particular part. Now what we have to do is we have to now create another call handler as welcome greeting over here. But I think there is one more thing that we need to do is we have to enable the outside of the business hours greeting as well. So which means right now we have taken care of the business hours greeting. Now we have to also upload the outside of the business hours or the holiday greeting as well. So what we can do is we will come to this particular greetings, the call handler, which we have used as language selection and come and click on greetings. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to check this box as holiday, click on save. And let's also check this box as closed and click on save. So what we are going to do is we are going to upload the holiday greetings in this particular greetings option, and we are going to upload the close business hours greeting in this particular greeting option. Though our recording is same, but we are using different methods to upload the greeting. So I'm going to select the same. In our case, let's say if you are calling outside of the business hours, right? We want the user to be, recording a message. So in that case, what we can do is you can record a message after you play the holiday greeting, like you have called us outside of the business hours. Please call us during business hours, or you can record a message after the beep, uh, or you can hang up some sort of message like this. So I'm going to check this box. Play the record your message the prompt. So which means after the greeting is played, it is going to play this message. Record your message after the prompt, after the tone. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the greeting. Before that, let me save this file, save this configuration, and then I'll click on upload. As soon as I click on upload, I'll upload this OOO because as you know, our holiday message and out of business hours message is same. So I'm going to upload the same message in both the scenarios. Okay, click on save. Now, after the greeting, let's say after we come here and play the greeting that you have called us outside of the business hours, please call us during business hours. Now, the next thing is we may ask the user to record a message after the tone, and if the user wishes to record a message, where the recording should go. So we need to define a mailbox. So in order to create a mailbox, right? So what we can do is we can use the mailbox as user with mailbox. Now we have to create a mailbox in order to assign this particular call handler to a user's mailbox. Okay. So what we are going to do is let's create a mailbox and let's name the mailbox as, let's say, 000 customer care VM maybe. We don't have to add VM customer care, and let's add the extension as 10,005 for example. Click on save. So what we have done is like we have created a mailbox which is 10,005, and this 10,005 mailbox belongs to the customer care team. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going back to the call handler and then go back to the language selection and then click on greetings, go to the holiday one, and then here what we have to do is we have to select user with mailbox and select customer care and then go directly to the greetings, click on save. Okay. Now similarly we have to do the same configuration for the holiday the close ones as well. We'll come here and then go to the greetings and then select the close ones and click on my personal recording, and what we are going to do is we are going to upload the OOO greetings and click on save. And after the call, what we want to do is we want to, you know, route the call. Let's say if the customer would like to deposit a voice message, we would like to, let the customer recording a message, which will be recorded in this particular voicemail box. We'll click on save and we are done with this part. So basically, this part is completed. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to create a call handler called welcome greetings. And then we are going to connect this welcome greetings to the language selection. Let's see how we are going to do that. So come to the system call handler, click on add new, welcome greetings, click on save. So as we change the phone system, so we are going to associate the phone system. And in case of active schedule, we are not going to associate this schedule here because if you have noticed, like for any calls, we are by default prompting a welcome greetings. And after the welcome greeting is prompted, then only we are routing this call to the language selection IVR, whereas where before it prompts the user to select any language, it will check for the holiday schedule and the time of the day. So we are not filtering the time of the day and holiday schedule here, but we are filtering the time of the day and holiday schedule here in this particular language selection, right? So now in this, we are blindly playing the greeting and sending the call to language selection. Okay, so this is open 24 bar 7. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on greetings, click on standard, and then click on my personal recording, and then uncheck this box, play the record your message at the tone prompt, and then select this file which will be UCC demo, the welcome greeting. Click on open. And then what I'm going to do is after the welcome message is being played, I'm going to send this call to this particular call handler, language selection call handler. Okay, so which means I have now connected this welcome greeting with this language selection call handler. Now they are connected. Okay, now we have connected this part with this part, and these language selections are connected to this agent and where we have defined either the hunt palette or the extension number. Now, what we are going to do is now we have to connect this part, customer care number with a direct, which is a direct routing rule. So we are going to connect direct routing rule with the welcome greetings now. So come here in the call routing, click on direct routing rule and click on add new. So where we are going to define custom, okay, customer care direct routing rule. Click on save. Here we are going to send this call to welcome greetings call handler. Click on save. Now you need to add a new. And what we are saying is anyone dialing this 10,050 should hit this welcome greeting. So basically you are matching this 10,050 with a rule. So what I'm saying is 10,050, anyone dialing in 10,050 should hit this rule. So let me show you again. So here, as soon as the call comes to the Unity connection, it will check this 10,050 is being matched or not. If this 10,050 is being matched, it is going to send the call to the welcome greetings call handler. Okay, so now what we have done is we have so far created a route pattern towards Unity connection. So which means as soon as the call comes in, it'll hit the route pattern and send the call to the Unity connection. Now on the Unity connection, you are you have created a direct routing rule and matching this 10,050 with a direct routing rule. As soon as the call hits the Unity connection, it is going to match the direct routing rule with 10,050. And as soon as it matches the direct routing rule, it sends the call to the welcome greeting. Now, as soon as it sends the call to the welcome greeting, it plays the welcome greeting and sends the call to the language selection call handler. So in the language selection call handler, it is going to check for the schedule as well as the holiday schedule. And based on the holiday or working hours, it is going to further route the call to the English speaking agent or Hindi speaking agent, or else if it is a holiday or non-business hours, it is going to send the call to the or it is going to play a holiday or non-business hours greeting. Okay. Now on the call manager, what you have to do is you have to make sure like this 10,007 and 10,008, whatever we have configured as part of the caller input, right? If you remember here on the system call handler in the language selection, click on edit and the caller input, right? For option one, right, we have created a 10,006 and for option two, it was 10,007. So you have to configure 10,006 and 10,007 on the call manager as either a extension of a agent or maybe an hunt pilot number. So once you configure that on the call manager, so what Unity connection is going to do is Unity connection based on the selection, Unity connection is going to route this call to the agent. So let's see this demo again. Let's try to, configure two numbers and see how we can, route the call. Okay, so we have basically registered two phones here. This 10,006 belongs to this particular agent, English speaking agent, and this 10,007 belongs to this English speaking agent which are registered in the call manager. And this 10,002 is a customer, let's assume, who is going to dial 10,050 and is trying to reach to these agents in order to speak for something. So let's try making a call and see. So when I'm trying to make a call right now, let's see what's the system time. So we understand based on the system, excuse me. So we understand based on the system like what time is it showing right now. So I'll open Putty and log in. Okay. So I just open Putty and log into the Unity connection and see what time is it showing in the system right now. Okay. So I'm logged in. I'll run this command show status. So if I scroll a little up, so right now the time is May 3rd and it's around 12:26, so which is like midnight, 12 a.m. on May 3rd. So as per our schedule, right, if you go here on the schedule and see what is May 3rd, so May 3rd is configured as a holiday as Eid. So at least when I'm dialing this customer care number, it should prompt me an option to, record a message. It should first be like you've called us outside of the business hours, and then it should ask me to record a message. So let's see. So I'm going to make a call from this particular phone. Sorry, not this phone, but this phone.
Welcome to UCC demo. You have called us outside of business hours or on a holiday. Please call us back during next business day. If you would like to leave a message, please record the message after the tone and hang up.
Sorry, customer care is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Test, 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 test. Okay. So we have recorded a message as test, and then the voice message should have been deposited in this particular mailbox, which is the customer care mailbox here. Okay, let's click on this, go to edit, mailbox. So if you see, there is one message deposited. So that means like we were able to deposit the message to by calling this number, and the voice message was deposited here. So likewise, we can call and during a holiday or close business hours, the voice messages are deposited here. So now we have tested the holiday date. Now, what we are going to do is for the testing purpose, we are going to remove the holiday day and see if it does prompt us during the business hours or not. So let's come down and go to the holiday schedule and click on holiday and remove Eid from here. Okay, so now technically today is not a holiday. So technically next holiday is falling on 24th of October. But if you see the time, our time is mentioned as midnight 12:26. So today is Tuesday and midnight 12:26 we are closed as per the configuration what we have set in the schedule. So if you go to schedule, click on schedule and click on the working hours. So we are working from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. from Monday to Friday. But today is Tuesday. So Tuesday is something like where uh, um, we are already in closed business hours. So what I'm going to do is for the testing purpose, I am going to, you know, make this open from, let's say, 12 a.m. till 6 p.m. from Monday to Friday. I'm going to click on save. Now, if I try to make a call right now, it is going to route the call to the English or Hindi department because we have made the working hours from 12 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the testing purpose. Okay, let's do the testing. I'm going to make a call again.
Welcome to UCC demo. Press 1 for English. Press 2 for Hindi.
I'll press 1.
Wait while I transfer your call.
The user then is getting the call. So let me make another call, and this time I'll press option 2.
Welcome to UCC demo. Press 1 for English. Press 2 for Hindi.
Wait while I transfer your call.
So if you see, the call was answered by 10,007. So so basically, which means like when we tried, making a call, the call has gone through all the call flow, and it has reached to this extension, the customer care number, whether the English speaking agent or the Hindi speaking agent. If let's say this customer care does not pick the call will go to their voicemail. So we are not going to test that validation now because this is something like which is very normal. So in your phone, right, when you set up the voicemail, you just create a voicemail account for these two users and the call will go to the voicemail. So that's pretty simple. So I hope this is very clear and informative for you. Do let me know your feedback on the comment section and let me know if you want me to go through a different scenario which is going to be helpful for you guys to understand about the Unity connection. All right, thank you for watching.